Are we on?
I don't know how.
Okay, I think we're on. Hey! Super excited about this week. Each week we come together and we talk about women in the sports world with Get Vocal. Get Vocal is a new social media site that gives us the opportunity to have face-to-face conversations. Get to see my girl Taylor. Before we get started and meeting the other hosts, I just want you guys to know that once you get here, you can click the jump into a group vocal button and then join in on the conversation, discuss your thoughts later after the broadcast today. So without further ado, here's my girl Taylor. She is a Sun Devil just like me. We both went to ASU, currently working at NFL Network, and I met her through Fangirl Sports Network.
Nice. Thank you for the intro. Today's topic, we're going to be talking about professionalism in the sports industry and kind of what tools we've learned from like our mentors that helped us professionally in the workspace. And like you said, we both are fangirls. I cover the Colts and you cover the Giants. Do you want to tell us a little bit more about what Fangirl Sport Network is?
So Fangirl Sports Network, it was started by the 49ers fangirl. Love her to death. Each girl gets a team, so there are 32 girls, and we have a great group of mentors, people that help us with social media and the technical side. So each girl represents one football team, and there are also a couple NBA teams as well. But it's just a great group of girls who get to come together and share their love of sports and share their love of exercise and lifestyle. So it's just a great supportive network of girls who just love sports just like us.
Yeah, it's like really great because it's cool to see how all of us work in some sort of like in part of sports. Like there's girls that are on air talent, and then there's us, like I'm a production assistant at NFL Network and you're at Fox. So it's like really great space for us to like help each other out and ask questions to the girls that are more senior to us and just get feedback. And they're just such a great support system. That is one of like many different organizations that have a similar concept. And I know you're a part of Galvanize. So I haven't been a part of it yet. So I would love you to share like your experiences and what tools you took away from the Galvanize camp.
Yeah, absolutely. My first Galvanize boot camp was with the Chargers back in June. It's a group that Laura Oakman, mentor. She's also a Fox girl, so she leads it. We get a group of 20 girls together, and at the Chargers camp, we were each lucky enough to get paired with a Chargers rookie. So on the first day, we all get together and we kind of talk about things. We kind of get a game plan, and then on day two, we get to interview our players. And it's just really cool. On day one, personally, I was super nervous, really excited though. And then the girls were just so supportive and so loving, and they just gave me so much confidence. So I went into my interview, went into my stand-up, did so well. And at the end, it just, like, the group of girls that got together, lifelong friends. It's just amazing. I met some of my great friends through that Galvanized group, and I'm just super thankful for that opportunity.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. I'm very excited to participate in that in the future. And I know she kind of preps you for the interview stages. So can you kind of walk me through the process of what she kind of trains you and coaches you on to help prepare you for the interview so you're not just kind of crashing on your face?
Yeah, no, it's definitely a boot camp. She goes over everything from building relationships to wardrobe to what you're supposed to say, what kind of questions you're going to ask, and how some of the girls had to handle some of the guys that had tougher stories in sensitive but professional matter. She made a point that we're here to build relationships. This isn't just an interview. It's not an interrogation. We're here to build long-term relationships. And one of the things that spoke to me was that when she was building some of her relationships with players, she would talk to them 10 times, and maybe only one of the times she would bring up like a favor, ask for something, or just ask for a favor or anything. So all those 9 other times, she's just checking in on them, seeing how they are, just building a serious relationship with these players. And some of these relationships that she has are just 30 years long. They are just long-term relationships, and literally they turned into friends. They came from players and they turned into friends, which I really loved.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love that tip because I personally have done that with my relationships, especially with the people at the Phoenix Suns. I started my career there, and I started off not knowing anything. So they kind of like molded me into the person, and kind of definitely helped me out to where I am today. And so like I reach out to them all the time, and a couple of them, like even if it's just something small that makes you think of them, like just shoot them the email, the text message, and it helps you build that relationship. Like I know a few of them just got recently nominated for Emmys. So like the second I heard, I like tweeted it out, I texted them, I emailed them, and like I'm so proud because like they are like my family since they've kind of watched me from the very beginning of my career to like where I am now. So that's like one of my favorite things that I hear that she endorses because it's helped me so much so far in my career. So yeah.
Yeah, my player was Bijan Jackson, so he was an undrafted rookie. And ever since I met him at camp, we had like a 2-hour long conversation. I got to know him. I talked about his family, and I've been following with him, checking up with him, and making sure that everything he was telling me he was going to do like during the off season is going well during camp. So it's just really cool that even from June until now that I'm able to still stay connected with my player. And I don't think that could have happened without Laura. So I'm super thankful for that.
Yeah, that's awesome. Like it's crazy
yeah.
how strong.
Another thing that
go ahead.
Sorry. Another thing that she taught me during camp was just like being a professional in the environment and the wardrobe. These guys are wearing sweatpants, they're wearing sneakers, they're wearing like running clothes, and not to be the girl. She said the girl in the dress. She told us a story about the girl who just showed up in a dress and was known as that girl. So just being casual but professional, and just fitting in with the environment, and that just makes the players feel more comfortable to come up to you. It just makes things easier. So that is another tip of professionalism that she gave us, which I super appreciated.
Yeah, definitely. Because I don't think people kind of realize that wardrobe has a big factor in it. I know like guys have it a little bit more easier, obviously, than women. Like we have to overthink everything, like wardrobe, and when's an appropriate time to like message people. Like you don't want to do it too much, like too late at night. And you have to think about like time zones, and you have to take all these things into consideration. And I've heard so many great things about how Laura kind of guides you through that and like what's appropriate and not appropriate. I mean, that's a huge tool to have in your tool belt, to be in this field, especially with the media nowadays. And I actually met a ton of galvanized girls through a different organization that I'm a part of, which is the Association for Women in Sports Media. And so I was at their event at the symposium in Arizona, and I met like I think 4 girls there, and like they're now some of my closest friends, and they just speak so highly of like Laura and Galvanize and the movement that you're doing, because she truly helps build and uplift you girls, and also tells you like what you need to fix and doesn't sugarcoat it, which I think is really great, because people always tell you like what you want to hear, but if you want to be better and be professional, you also need to know what to fix and things like that.
Right. That's totally awesome. I love being part of all these girl groups, these women focused groups. There's a group at Fox called the Women of Fox Sports, and we all get together, and I just really appreciate how everyone can come together in a positive environment and just build each other up and like just build confidence. It's just really, really important in an industry where we are surrounded by guys all the time. It's just so good.
Yeah, definitely. We definitely need that moral support, especially since it is so like the spotlight is on us, and just things are different nowadays being a woman in sports, that just you could go to someone and ask for advice if like you're in a certain situation, and they could either give you advice because they experienced it themselves, or they know someone that has gone through that process to help you, guide you through whatever situation you may be in.
Yeah. Have you ever gotten a good piece of advice from someone over at NFL or these women groups that you're a part of?
Oh gosh, I've learned so much. I'm actually also a part of WISE, Women in Sports and Entertainment, and I've met so many amazing women there, and they have different types of events, and gosh, there's not like one specific thing, because each one of them, like every time there's an event, they tell their story and kind of tell something that they had to overcome. So you take away from their stories and learn through that. I do know that they have an event coming up at Dodger Stadium, which I'm hoping you come to with me.
Do my best.
Yeah, so it's on the 29th for people that are listening. It's 6 p.m. to 8:30, and they're going to learn about the innovations that amplify the Dodgers organization. And it's just events like that. It's just like focus groups. You hear the stories from all the VPs of like the Dodgers organizations and what they've gone through their careers, and then the techniques that they use, and you could then take what they're saying away and then implement it into your day-to-day to work if that's like what you're doing and things like that. So they just hold tons of events like that, or they do fun things like workout classes together. So it's like a not formal way of networking, which I think is awesome because everyone's more laid back and relaxed and kind of more of themselves rather than like just having like your professional armor on all the time. So that is an awesome network to be a part of as well, because like I said, like there's just, you do so many fun activities and learn so much. And it's not just like production, or it's not just PR, it's everything. Like we had an Olympic runner come kick her butts at the Rose Bowl Stadium, and she made us do stairs and all these workout drills, and we're all huffing and puffing and trying to be fit. And then at the end, like we're just all kind of dying together and just learning about each other and the career paths and things like that. So that's a really great organization to be a part of as well.
Yeah, and for the people who are watching, I'd love to check out what you guys are interested after this conversation. We have a little like group chat going on, so if you guys are a part of an organization or want to share, like we'd love to hear about that after.
Yeah, definitely, because there's, I mean, you never not have enough information. Like the more you have, the more knowledgeable you are, and you could just be that much more of a well-rounded person and stronger in whatever field you may be in, and help each other out too.
Yeah, I'm really thankful for all the opportunities that I've gotten. I've learned a lot. I mean, I'm still young in my career, but I've definitely learned a lot on how to balance the professionalism with the fun. And I think honestly, the girls that you were able to make connections with and mentor with and internship with, those girls are the ones who really just make it that much easier to go to work in such a male-dominated environment.
Yeah, definitely. One advice when you were speaking, it just popped into my head. Someone once, I remember at one of the WISE events, someone said that people are always kind of targeting the older people in their career paths because like they're wiser and they've been through stuff. But then they're just like, no, like you need to get to know your colleagues because they're your equals. Like they're your age. They're probably experiencing the same exact things that you're going through at that point in time. Like, yes, it's great to reach out to people that are more senior than you, but you also have to like really focus on people that are your equals because like things change. Like it's not the same as it was like maybe when Laura was our age and things like that. Like, so just really focus also on branching out to people your age, even though they may not be able to help you like as much with polling like for jobs and things like that. But that's a person to fall back to, kind of using as a sounding board for whatever struggles you may be experiencing, because it's probably something that they've experienced like identical. So
yeah, and another thing about this industry that I've learned is just like be nice to everyone, because you never know when you're going to run into someone that you've seen previously. For example, when I was at ASU, I did a bunch of internships and everything and met some great people. I went to work the other day and I was walking down the hall and I saw this kid and I was like, wow, he looks so familiar. And of course, it was someone who I worked with 2 years ago, and I saw him in LA. So it's just the importance of being a professional, the importance of working with people your age. It's important to learn from the people who are older than you. But this industry is so small, so it's just so important to just treat everyone with respect.
Yeah, definitely. It's such a small world, and people like, I think, like have that saying in their head, but they don't kind of fully understand how small it is until they've experienced it multiple times. Because like I would hear the saying all the time, like the sports world is so small. And I'm just like, yeah, whatever. And then I had like my 4 run-ins, and then it's just like mind blowing. Like, oh my gosh, like I went to colleges with this person, and they're friends with this person at my new job, and it's crazy how like small of a world it is. And it also, because it's so small, it shows you the importance of how professional you have to be, especially with like networking and things, because like if you rub someone the wrong way somewhere else, like they may know someone at like your new job and like things like that. So it just kind of shows you like how professional you have to be, because it is such a small world and kind of scary, but it's also exciting because then you also know like you have each other's backs and things like that.
Yeah, and since we're both from Arizona, we definitely need to chat later, because I'm sure there are people that we both know that we haven't talked about yet. So it's just really cool that you're at NFL Network, I'm at Fox, and I've met people from all over, but I'm sure that when we talk later, I'm going to know someone that you know and that you've trusted for this many years. And like the Suns and ASU and all that, I know there's probably way more people.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like for those of you offline, or when we were offline, I just discovered she went to ASU, and like we've kind of known each other for a little bit. So like it's just crazy that you just keep finding little tidbits where you have those small connections with people, but also at the same time that helps you build the relationship stronger. So if you have like one tiny thing in common, like take it and run with it, because that could be the one thing that like molds the relationship together 100%.
Yeah. So I guess we're coming to the end. 15 minutes is up and it went by super fast. So I just want to thank you guys all for joining us. And don't forget that you guys can chat with us after the show. We're going to be heading offline and heading the conversation over to you. So check us out on Facebook or YouTube and follow the Get Vocal up at the top. It's the Jump Into a Vocal group. Also, be sure to follow Engage with Sports and Galvanize on Facebook and Twitter to learn about all the incredible supporters of women's voices. Thank you guys so much. Thanks to Galvanize, Laura, everyone, Chris, Wiss, everyone for just giving us the opportunity to talk to you and chit chat about women's sports.